All right, Shalom. It's Brother Kashkwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. This is Matthew chapter 17 and 20. It says, And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, Remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. So I really want to go into this specific script right here, because the main thing I get out of this. So we were in camp yesterday here in Atlanta, of course. Had a few bros in town, some bros from Valdosta, bros from Charlotte, things of that nature. We had one big camp. It was a beautiful camp. One thing we were talking about in there was pretty much, how to control power. And we brought up the analogy of like a car, So I'm just going to reiterate the analogy. So pretty much you have like a car that makes high horsepower, such as in, let's just say, we'll just say like just a car that has high horsepower that has like 600 horsepower, okay? No car in particular, because it doesn't matter for this analogy. So you have a car that has 600 horsepower, and then you have another car that has 300 horsepower, all right? So, of course, if you sit there and ask anybody what car is faster, everyone's going to say the 600 horsepower car, which, yes, of course. But now let's just get to the technicality of things. Let's get to how is the vehicle going to put the power down, okay? And one of the main components for a vehicle to put the power down is if it has a quality set of tires on it, meaning it has a good tread, meaning it has, in the car world is what you call sticky tires. All right. Usually when if a car has sticky tires, I'll be real. If it's first when you get the tire warms, it will chuck up rocks. All right. So it's not the best idea to drive behind a car with sticky tires because it's getting grip to the road. So therefore it's gripping the road. It's gripping the asphalt. And some asphalt is coming off because it's gripping up the rocks and kicking them back because they have sticky tires, because it's planting the car to the ground to to use all the power that it has. So if you have bad tread, you're not going to use all the power that you have. You're going to be what you call losing traction, sliding over the road, especially if it's wet out, you're going to end up hydroplaning, which is pretty much spinning out because you don't have any traction. All right. So continuing with the analogy, you have your 600 horsepower car with shitty tires, and you have your 300 horsepower with high quality tires that can put the power down. You line them both up. So of course you ask the question, who's going to win? Everyone's going to say the 600 horsepower car. But when they start the race, the 300 horsepower car has the ability to put all 300 horses to the wheels and get off the line immediately, while the 600 horsepower car with shitty tires is spinning off the line, spinning in first, spinning in second, spinning in third, trying to gain traction, while the other car has already gained traction, is already down the road, beating him in the race. So with that being said, is what you call controlled power. But what is controlled power? All right. It's simply, controlled power is simply put as this. Willpower. And when I read Matthew chapter 17 and 20, that's exactly what it's speaking about. Willpower. Now, let me say this, all right, because I'm going to bring it all back together. We're pretty much getting an understanding of Matthew 17 and 20. It says, And Yahweh Shai said unto them, because of your unbelief. So pretty much what he's doing is he's breaking down the stronghold of unbelief, which, let me say, in today's world, in the world we live in, nobody believes in anything because nobody has any standards, morals, or morality, which you can call. So it's a lot of unbelief going around this place, and there's only not even a handful of people who believe or have hope. All right. So he's cutting this unbelief. So, of course, you got the cold in there coming with an explanation. It says, because of your unbelief, for verily or surely I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed. Right. So if you have faith of a grain of a mustard seed. So us brothers across the board, all right, I can say this. We all speak about spiritual power. Okay. We all speak about teleporting, flying, healing people, and things of that nature. Yahushua is talking of faith within of a grain of a mustard seed. Now, as we all know, a mustard seed is the smallest seed, extremely small. Okay, but what does it grow into? One of the biggest trees. Okay, so pretty much, when this time comes and it's ready for spiritual power to be given to us, the Lord is going to give us like a flick of it, like a little ounce. It's not going to be a lot of power that it gives us. Because one, you got to think about this fleshly body that we're in can't contain a lot of spiritual power. It will burst. Okay? Simply put. And that's a fact. Okay? So he's going to give us what we can control. All right? And our faith as a grain of a mustard seed starts now. So what you're building up is what the Lord is going to activate. But it's still just a little bit. All right? Very small amount. All right? So yes, we may be teleporting and doing this and doing that, shooting laser beams at our eyes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a lot of power that the Lord's going to give us to do those things. It's enough power for where we can control it. And our control starts now. We build those tread on those tires now so we can put down that power and make it useful power, a controlled power, which is your willpower. That's Matthew 17:20. Your willpower. So willpower, let me zoom in, all right, is control, exerted to do something or restrain impulses, okay? So let's just read the example. Most of our bad habits are due to laziness or lack of willpower. So when it comes down to spiritual power, it's really, of course, the Lord gave it to you, but guess what? We have spiritual power now, but really it's up to your willpower. Are you able to control the power that the Lord gave you? This goes into the parable of the talents and the parable of the pound, okay? Those talents and the pound that the Lord gave us is small bits of power, a very small, minute size of a mustard seed bit of power that it gave you for you to practice with it, multiply it, and control it. You see what I'm saying? All right. Matthew 17:20 again, Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place. So your willpower, which is a very minute, small amount of power that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gave to you, is able to move mountains literally and figuratively, okay? Because the scriptures are multifold and has a deeper understanding. All right, one doctrine, but it has deep understanding, has layers. It's like an onion. And you have to peel back those layers to find the understanding and become more wise and knowledgeable in it. So, to move a mountain, bring down a government. Okay? The scriptures talk about it in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. Scriptures talk about it in Micah, Salakia. Yeah, that's right. Micah, the 4th chapter. Okay? Through our willpower, that small inkling amount of spiritual power that the Lord has released to us and we have obtained from him is the willpower that is going to put the power down for us to use it and control it. Okay? Yes, some of us may be flying around, putting thousands to flight, but that's with a very small amount of power. Understand that. Very small amount of power. The Lord's not, we don't get full power until we get a new body. The body that we're in can't control. Like I said in the beginning of this lesson, it would burst if he gave us any more than a spiritual power than a mustard seed. We just have to work with what we got and have the willpower and have control with the power that we use. Let me give you one more example. All right? This lesson's not going to be long. One more example. All right? I've said this in plenty of my videos. Some brothers may know it by now. I was a collegiate athlete. I played college football. So when I was in high school, you know, I'm a call a brother out, you know, as my witness. Brother down there in Dallas, Tazamal. I've been knowing that brother, 14, 15 years now. All right? Salaki, I take a breath. When I was I was playing high school football. I was an all-state player, okay? I was a good player. And I'm not saying this to be cocky or, you know, whatever. I'm just confident with me saying that. I was an all-state player. What the fuck? I was good. When I was playing in high school, the game sometimes moved slow motion to me because my ability to be good at the game was better than most on the field. You see what I'm saying? And I wasn't the biggest, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest player on the field. I was good enough to get a college scholarship. And I went on to play college football. I was good enough to be a true freshman. All right? So that means I took senior spots. All right? I remember when I had my first scrimmage in college. I was thoroughly surprised because when you go to college, everybody who's on that college team was an all-state player. You see what I'm saying? And the game was a blur to me. All right? So I understood I needed to work harder because this is the point I'm getting at. On my college team, if you look from face value, just on the outward appearance, all those athletes that I was with looked like freakish athletes. Tall, fast, swole as hell, bench pressing 405 10 times. Like, what the hell? But I'm starting over you. And I took your spot, even though you're bigger, you're faster, and you're stronger than me. This is what I'm trying to get at. You have athletes who have God-given talent, and then you have athletes who have a small amount of talent, but work hard, work on their technique, believe in their craft, extremely coachable, and since they lean on the technicalities or the technique of which they learned, and they know that they may not be as big, strong, as fast as that guy, I have great IQ and I'm smart on the field, I'm better than you because I can control the power that I do have. And you being as a freakish athlete, you can't control all of that power that you have. You're not smart. You don't have great IQ. You see what I'm saying? Because when you enter into a next level of sports, you have to start being smart on the court, on the field, or whatever sport you play. That's what sets apart. Prime example, Tom Brady, that motherfucker ain't no athlete. But his IQ is out this world. Go look at Tom Brady's NFL combine. It was the most unathletic thing I've ever seen. But this dude is a 6-time Super Bowl winner and probably going down as the greatest football player to ever play the game. You see what I'm saying? And then you got freakish athletes like a Terrell Owens, his name is not even going to be mentioned with Tom Brady. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing here when it comes to this truth. The Lord doesn't need to give us a whole bunch of spiritual power. All he needs to give us is spiritual power the size of a mustard seed. And we work with that. And we use the willpower to control that power and have a controlled power to where we can use all of it. So we're not that 600 horsepower car sliding and trying to catch traction in first, second, third gear. And by fourth gear, you're ready to go. But everybody else is already crossing the finish line. This is Matthew 17 and 20. I hope brothers are catching on to what I'm saying. Matthew 17 and 20 again, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. And that takes your confidence as well. Willpower takes having some confidence as well. And confidence means with faith. Okay? Confidence means with faith. So the little power that is inside of you, practice with it. Learn how to use it. Be confident with it so you can put the power down efficiently. You don't need a whole bunch of power to do a simple task. And what we're doing right now is a simple task that the Lord has been asking us to do. Not asking us, but telling us to do. It's a simple task. And we just need a little power to do it. And once we understand how to control that power, we can use it efficiently. We can make moves. Have you ever seen that, that 1-inch punch? If you can control your power from 1 inch from the objective with that punch, that dude is going to go flying. You see what I'm saying? But it didn't take a lot of energy to do a 1-inch punch. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing in this sense. We have to control the power that is within inside of us to use every bit of it to its highest level of potential. Okay? So I just wanted to do a lesson on that just to paint the picture and give you the understanding. Esau can have his, big guns and flex his muscles like he is doing right now. Okay? But our IQ and our confidence in the power that we do have, that we can control 100%, because Esau can't control his power that he has 100%. He's faulty in some areas. It's gonna be hard for him to gain traction. But we are gonna shoot off that line because we can control it. We can control first, second, third, fourth gear. You see what I'm saying? Simple and plain as that. So, yes, still believe in getting the spiritual power, but understand it's not a lot of power that the Lord has given to us. We just need enough power to control. And then we're taking down Esau and his governance. You see what I'm saying? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruits. Brother Kashkwan, until the next time I say shalom. And like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. Shalom.